Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be frank with you. I was running a little, I was not running late, but I got here on time. I was at the gym and I must have played the House of Mirrors song on loop the entire time.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
I knew you guys had done the song and there's so much music to wade through, and I knew your earlier stuff, and I was like, well, I got to give this a listen because it's the last thing, the note that you put out, and that's a fucking great song.
Thank you, man. You. That's awesome.
It's got a feel to it. It's mature, if I can use that word. Yeah, no, man, like it's just a mature sounding album. I mean, you guys have been at this for 20 fucking years, but I mean, it's got a emotional weight to it, I should say. So,
right on, man.
Jellyroll's the man.
Yeah, he is. He's that cat shot up real quick, and he's holding on. So it's great recording. I just wanted to say that before we got into all this other stuff. So,
hell yeah,
appreciate that, bro. For real.
Also a fan. Absolutely. I saw y'all in Detroit here when you came through with Hailstorm and I Prevail.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was just
I've seen you before, but we played. My old band played some festivals and stuff like that with you guys, but I haven't seen you in a couple since before the pandemic. And yeah, it was like a month ago. Yeah, you guys are fucking still on point, crushing it. Love it.
Hell yeah, man! Thanks, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, guys, the question I always like to ask is: you guys have been around. You guys were those first 5-6 albums. You guys were super prolific. I mean, you were busting out every 18 months, a new record coming out. So let me ask you, since Swan Songs, which is, I think it's funny, it's a great name for a debut album. Is that, how do you feel you guys have changed musically? Other than you guys are used to the business now, everyone expands the growth, you take in new influences. What have you guys seen within yourselves in those changes in the last, 17, 18 years?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I think everything we do has kind of been organic. I don't think we've ever like purposely tried to change anything or been like, hey, we need to do more of this or more of that. But obviously, like, you get older, we have kids, your priorities change. And so of course your life changes and that alters kind of what you write about, but it's all been fairly organic. It's never like we purposely went out of our way, but life happens. And so of course that's going to trickle down to like the music we write and things like that.
Yeah. Can't really talk about fucking bitches and drinking 40s when you're 40.
No, but you can, but it's well, not far-fetched, right?
Well, yeah, not as new, obviously not as new material, because you guys are beyond that. Life's state on changes. It gets more exciting as you get older, and these new things like kids and family come into play. But I mean, obviously, live, there's fans that still want to hear that stuff because that's what they're there for, right? The party.
Totally.
Well, we should be the first old guys that talk about drinking and fucking, because I think there's a scene out there that wants that. There's a need for it. The senior citizen community that still wants to fuck, that still wants to party, have nothing to listen to. We can be the pervert pop.
No, you guys are going to be the first. No, you just nailed it. You need to cater to the empty nesters.
Yeah, exactly. The boomers.
Shit. They're fucking again. They're drinking. They're probably doing a little blow, but if you can't even do that anymore. But I mean,
they're guaranteed on Viagra, so they're hopped up on something.
Yeah. So speaking of, there's a great place. You guys are in Tennessee, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with this place in Ocala, Florida, called the Villages.
No, but I know that's where Data Remembers from, right?
Yeah, they are. They're from Ocala. So anyway, the Villages is the largest active retirement community area in the United States, and it has about 250,000 people now. It has this like ton of its own zip codes. It's a massive place. Well, anyway, they have, and this is for people, you have to be 55 or older to purchase a house there. So it's 55 is not old, but you're starting into those years. Anyway, it's the highest capita of STDs in the United States.
Holy shit.
Good.
So
fresh cases though, or are they just been traveling down?
No, no. Listen, because they have 20. It's like they turned the place into like it's golf carts for the most part. People drive golf carts. They retired, usually a lot of military retirees, so they're used to kind of like catting around. So there's just this massive influx of people who drink a lot. They're living out their twilight years. Their kids are growing. Their grandparents, but they're like, we're in Florida. The weather's kick ass, and I've been drinking all day. Let's get it on, right?
Yeah. Dude, we could have a second career just in that neighborhood.
I was going to say they actually have performing arts centers that are just right for you guys.
All right, dude. 10 more years. That's where I see her.
Like if you're like,
we
if
could
you're like
live there
70,
and
who
perform
cares?
there.
If you're
Do
70,
what?
who cares if you get herpes and shit?
Yeah.
You know, you're almost dead anyway. Fuck it. I'll
You're
get AIDS.
almost dead.
Yeah, I would
Pales in
spread it and
comparison to
not
your
care.
lower
I'd be
back,
like,
right?
I'll give it to everybody.
I mean,
Just plowing through the cul-de-sac, dude.
Yeah.
just the.
What are you gonna do?
You
Kill
can't.
me?
You know what the thing? Hey, this isn't a canker sore; it's an age spot. Fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking good.
Anyway,
that
I
just reminded me
digress.
of something I wanted to ask you guys. Where did you grow up, and how did you two meet? Was it in the neighborhood, or were you guys like from? Okay, yeah.
I met George through my older brother. He was friends with my brother. I was probably like 16 or 17, and he was out on the driveway getting drunk with my older brother. He's like, "Hey, this is my buddy George. His mom just died." So I believe that his mom died, but then I found out his mom is still alive too to this day. I think he was just looking for an excuse to get fucked up.
Genius.
Well, dude,
Fucking
it was
karma.
a Tuesday. I didn't want anybody frowning upon my drinking habits, so I had to make up something heavy duty. I used to use that at work too. I'd say like my brother broke his back and stuff, like really heavy duty stuff, because I knew they wouldn't say, even if they thought you were lying, they were too worried it could be true. But then you run out of shit, and people would be like, "Dude, you already said your mom was dead before. She died again." I'm like, "Fuck," because I lose track of the bullshit.
No, there's a woman who is like a friend of all of us who is my friend's mom, but we all called her mom. I'm sorry, I got mixed up on that. You must be the knock on wood king.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I didn't care one way or the other. I never knocked on shit. I know. All I know is, dude, in 20 years, I'm gonna be in Ocala getting herpes. Okay, that's all I know.
The spreader.
This.
Let's go over to Nancy Lopez's and get a steak, and then we're going to go down and we're going to fucking
Nancy
line dance and
Lopez.
spread herpes.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's
so
if
salty.
they just came out and said it, dude, let's go spread some herpes tonight. You know?
Yeah.
Skip all the bullshit.
Dude, that's the song. That's the hook of the song. You just got a top line right there, dude.
Herpes tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody's spreading herpes tonight, dude.
So when you guys met through this veil of lies, were you guys both musically like? Was music your thing? Were you musicians? Were you playing instruments? What was going on? Or did you guys go, "Hey man, let's form a band. Let's go get some chicks"? What was the story?
You know what's funny is I was in another band with two other guys in our band.
Oh shit! Okay.
Jordan played guitar. Charlie played guitar, doing his thing, and then we broke up and we started another band with all of us. So it was kind of like everybody. And then Jordan, he moved on and started his own band. Someone else, you know, and everybody kind of, you know, like you were in a band before, you said, Chad. Like it's kind of like slutty. Everybody's in one band, then another band. It was kind of like that. Everybody floating around kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, at that point, music had nothing to do with it. We were just trying to get fucked up, bro.
Did you have a commonality with what you listened to, at least? I mean, I can only go on what I read, and I did my homework, but
me and him are the only two guys, like when neither of us listen to like we both still listen to like Tom Petty and Creedence and like classic rock and stuff. So in that sense, we have similar musical taste.
Yeah. Did you guys see the last tour of Tom Petty's last tour?
I went to his last show at the Bowl.
Fuck, dude, that's
really
so sick. I didn't.
Did he see? When you saw him, did he seem ill? Did he seem anything wrong with him?
He seemed like he was having a really good time, but I could tell like maybe he was like fucked up. I could tell he was limping too, so that makes sense. I guess they said his hip was fucked up. But I also got super, because I'm such a big Tom Petty fan. I got so fucked up at the concert, and when we were leaving, I was like, I gotta get a Tom Petty shirt before I leave. So then I bought one, but the next day I woke up, it's like some fucking shirt with an Indian on it. It has nothing to do with Tom Petty. It's like some like fucking random shirt. It's like, damn it, I could have had the fucking shirt from his last show. I really fucked up.
Dude, did you buy that shirt off somebody's back?
Dude, they sold it at the merch thing. I think I might have just went to some fucking tent.
Did the Indian at least have buck teeth? I mean, there's got to be some sort of similarity in there somewhere,
It had
right?
nothing to do with them. It sucks. I really fucked it up.
You
But I
just
did go
bought
on
a
his
shirt off
website.
like a guy. A guy just took your $60 and gave you the shirt off his back.
Yeah,
You
probably.
didn't know.
Indian motorcycles.
You gotta write Tom Petty on it. Just take a big ass Sharpie and write Tom Petty on that shit and be like, I got it at the last show. That's pretty rad. So you guys float in the same sort of area musically, at least. So when you guys were jamming in the parking lots, lying to each other about each other's moms dying to get fucked up, at least you were jamming on some Wildflowers or something.
I'm
right?
glad you included him in the lie, like he said it too. That was good.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, bro.
No, we both like hip hop and stuff like that. I think all of us, one of the things that made Hollywood Undead unique was like everybody kind of liked different music, and that is kind of worked out. Like we weren't all into like metal or strictly hip hop. Everybody kind of had their own musical taste. And so that was one of the things I think that contributed to the uniqueness in the beginning, was like everybody kind of added that little thing to it. None of us were ever on the complete same page. Writing songs is always like a process of elimination because some people want certain things. But usually in the end, it ends up working in our favor because we'll do things I wouldn't expect or vice versa. And it adds, something different to the table with everybody.
That's perfect. At least I have a question that I was trying to tee up some way, and you just did it for me. So thank you. What do you guys find to be your biggest bottleneck when you are writing together, like as a group or individually?
When we can't find a coat, probably.
One of us has to sit it out because I got real bad herpes.
No, one thing that I've noticed lately is we're on our 8th album, and then we released tons of songs that weren't even on albums, B-sides, and tons. It's something like, I forget, well over 150 songs is coming up with like subject matter, not lyrics, nothing else, but like what, it's like, I don't know how the Beatles wrote love song after love song after love song. How many times can you fucking fall in love? And so you kind of have to expand your mind beyond like, to get more existential, because it's like, dude, there's not a subject we haven't written about already. So I think that's what's important about, paying attention while you're living your life, because that's your material. That's all you have, because we've written about our childhoods and our past and all this other stuff. So it does get redundant. So you have to be open. I think that's why a lot of dudes do drugs, is that opens up different, parts of your mind.
Could I interject as a music fan? I think anyone says, like, what happens is you guys have your core set of fans that followed you from song 1 to now, right? You've had people kind of come in, drop off, but there's new fans finding you out, and guess what? They want their love song from you guys.
I know. You're right. You're absolutely. You're totally correct, dude.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Dazed and Confused. Like, they get older, I get older, and they stay the same age, man.
Not my wife. She's old as fuck now, dog.
Really? You can whisper. She's not gonna hear this. What's going on?
She's downstairs, dude. She's old as fuck, dude. Yeah, those were different times. But no, you're totally right. And like, as long as you're paying attention, life always throws curveballs at you and stuff. So you can always come up with different facets. But it is interesting because I've even recorded something and said something I forgot I said, like lyrically, like the same exact thing, and found out later, and some fan will point it out, hey, you said that in that song. I had no idea, because it's just so much after so long. I don't know if other people have that problem, but that's certainly one of the. Besides that, I love writing with the guys. Like, we have fun. We make it a good experience, and we like getting into it. We disagree with each other, but I think our disagreements usually lead to something better than it would be if we all. Yeah. Okay.
It's super interesting to see the genesis of the guys' way you have evolved. Everything from like the masks and everything into basically you guys just coming out as yourselves. This is who we are, but we still have our names and stuff like that. But I think it would be really interesting, considering how wide you guys have as far as the musical sphere, Tom Petty to hip hop, everything else. Is there ever any time where you guys get together and say, hey man, you know what? Let's do the Chris Gaines thing. Let's put out an album of just pop standards are pop songs, and we'll put it under a pseudonym, right? And no one will know that it's Hollywood Undead. But we just got to scratch this itch.
No, but dude, I want to make some money. That sounds smart.
All right, let's get this rolling.
No, you know, all of us do our own music. Charlie actually produces like other country artists and stuff. So everybody kind of has their own avenue outside of the band that usually, you know, so we write as Hollywood Undead, and then everybody kind of goes and does their own thing on the side, because there is that artistic aspect where when you're in a band, it's never 100% the compromise is everybody's, you know, giving up something. So everybody I think, has a way of scratching that itch on, you know, whether it's music, production, or whatever else.
Yeah.
But I like
you just said something, and and working with Jelly on this last song, now you have this whole entree into a new audience, which is like the young country, kind of like rock country thing that's happening these days. So it's like, do you see any kind of response yet from like fans of like whoever, whether it's Bailey Zimmerman or Aldine or whoever, like reaching out to you guys, or like really into it? Or do you see the influx of country fans coming to you guys now by association?
We don't, just because that song really didn't do as well as we were hoping. It was kind of like the end days with our last label we were with, who we're not with anymore, and they kind of didn't do anything with that song. We just posted it on our Instagrams, and that was it. So that song didn't see the light of day, and it was kind of disappointing, I think, for all of us.
Well, if I'm a savvy A&R guy right now, I'm putting that thing out on. Who was your last label? I guess we can talk about them now, huh?
BMG.
Yeah. BMG.
Who is it?
Okay.
Never mind.
They're just
I got you.
For their own britches, dude. They're the biggest. They signed everybody, and at first it was great. The first album we put out with them, and then kind of, you know, I'm not going to talk shit because some of the people there were really cool and stuff, but
sure. Yeah.
When we put that song out, that was actually what made us decide to leave. Is like, dude, we have Jellyroll in the song, who's like the hottest dude in the world, and you didn't like do anything to promote the song. And it's a shame because, you know, you can't write the same song twice. So it's like, dude, you just splurged our opportunity, you know. But we got another song with Jelly, actually, that's I think we all agree is actually better, that we're hoping to come out at some point. But, you know, we're big fans of his. And then Charlie works with a dude named Lacade, who's really good. And he's on the come up in the country world. I'm not very familiar, but I like cowboys, though. That's my thing. I just wait for the pussy after he records them.
What's up with this guy? He's on your guys? You're saying he's on another track that you have in the gun?
No, it's another country artist that I've been producing. I've written and produced like 14 songs for him, and one's about to come out. But we've talked about doing a collab with him, featured on one of our songs too. I think that would be cool because it would work out for both of us. You know, we would get some of his fan base, and he gets some of ours. He's a really talented kid. His name's Lacade.
Lacade, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I didn't know you produced. I didn't know that you were rolling in that crew down there. That's fucking dope. Super excited to check out some of your stuff.
Yeah, there's no money in rap rock, so I'm trying to switch over to country.
How dare you, my friend? How dare you?
They're sort of Venn diagramming at this point, I suppose. So you guys got the best of both worlds.
Like the new metal rap rock stuff is like on the come up now.
Yeah, it is. I know.
It's funny because like the rock dudes who started doing country, I think they're like the ones that are doing it now are a little late. Like country is always going to be big, but I think people are like, I still know people trying to jump ship and do it, and I'm like, I think you missed your cue, because then, you know, you put on a cowboy hat, it's hard to put back on the Jinkos after the cowboy hat, bro.
The Jinkos, man.
Well, it's kind of cringe. Yeah, it's just too late.
Jinkos and the Yaga shirts. No,
you're right, dude. I mean, I just wanted to say, man, that's exactly right. There's not market share left for a lot of these cats. You know, it's already been dominating.
But I mean, man, if you're starting to look at the box office receipts of Limp Bizkit and Korn, who've been always plowing through, I mean, they're huge, and it's just like, and I mean, obviously, it was the greatest troll of all time this week with the Linkin Park stuff. But the anticipation for what they were going to say was they wasn't doing the Oasis business, but it was fucking close.
Yeah, dude.
What was it? I missed it.
They were going to announce they're going to do something, I guess, with a singer, and everyone kept talking about Derek from Sum 41. He goes, "I'm not doing that," and they let it kind of like that lie or that misinformation go until the 23rd hour, and then they pulled the time clock when they were going to announce and have restarted it again.
Oh shit!
Yeah, well,
that's
now it's
fucking
getting
troll
fucking
activity.
annoying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you do this again, guys, the third time's not going to be pretty. You better, if it's going to be September 5th, then make it September 5th.
Yeah, or it's going to be something gay, like, hey, we're having a charity event.
Oh, yeah, we're doing
Like,
we're doing a collaboration album. We're doing a remix album.
Yeah.
We're gonna put out. We got our masters back.
Yeah, we got our masters back.
It's yay for us.
We got the Funko dolls finally coming out for Hybrid Theory. Yeah. So speaking of you, when you guys came out, there was kind of a vacuum that you filled because other than Lincoln, there wasn't really many people doing your thing, right? Korn was off doing their thing, and it was kind of like a roller coaster ride with them for a while on that whole scene. But you guys kind of came in and filled that void that rap metal kids loved, and that was kind of like the springboard for you guys. And it's funny now to see you guys are like, you guys are kind of like still at the helm of that scene. Definitely top tier.
Top tier, but
no
one's dumb enough to get into it now.
So well, you can say, well, you know what? From ashes to new seem to jump feet first into it. And
there's definitely, what's interesting is I remember, I think it was Little Peep or one of those really big mumble, I don't know what you call that, emo rappers. And in an interview, they're like, a lot of people, and I thought this was cool. He's like, a lot of people give you credit for inventing emo rap. He's like, no, Hollywood Undead did that. So it was nice to get that kind of, acknowledgement from someone on, a much higher echelon. But, and we saw an interview with like NF, who I love, like he's like the shit. And he was talking about how he listened to our records and stuff. So it's weird only because it makes you realize you're getting older and there's like a new guard of dudes out there that are younger and that like, we were always in that position, and to kind of go the full spectrum and to be in the opposite position where people are asking you for advice and, guidance and stuff. I'm like, whoa, because it goes by like that. But yeah, we're definitely like, we're not, we're veterans, I guess, to some degree, you know what I mean? Which is wild to think about.
So, okay. So let me ask you this. I'm a kid. I've got my Schecter. I got my Line 6. I come up to you and say, what advice do you have for me? Because I want to make music just like you guys make it.
Dude, it wouldn't be good advice because the whole system has changed now, and I always am honest. I always tell kids that I was like, if you want to make music, you better just love it because you like making music and without expectations, because everything is like TikTok orientated, and it's not about the songs. I'm not saying they're not important, but they certainly don't come first. So before you could say, hey man, if you can write good songs and play them, you got a shot. Now it's like, hey, you got to be in this algorithm and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I always just tell kids, like, if you make it, great, but don't go in with the expectation of I'm going to be rich or this or that. Just do it because you really enjoy doing it. So then anything else is a bonus. Anything else is on top of that.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, people can sniff that shit. There's so much in the water these days that people can sniff out. The good song rises to the top. You guys know that. You can
authenticity rules. And kids, as much shit as we give them this new generation, they can smell it a mile away, right? Because they're so inundated with what shit and not shit and things of that nature. So speaking of content creations like that, is that TikTok? Is that y'all's lane? Do you like working in that atmosphere, or you're just like, give it to someone else? Do you guys make us look cool, or what do you do with that?
No, it's funny because Charlie's actually really good at coming up with like skits, you know what I mean? So we'll do like, we enjoy doing some of it. Some of it I can't fucking stand. It's really hard to even watch it, let alone do it. But we try and keep it organic to us. Like in doing skits is probably the most like where we have fun with it and stuff. But all the trends and stuff like that, we don't jump on board.
We see a lot of bands do that too, like do whatever like the current trend on TikTok is, and it's usually something so fucking cringy, and it's like we're not willing to like sell our souls like for likes on fucking TikTok. It's like we're not willing to do it, so we just keep on trying to do what we do, and hopefully it catches on. But,
okay, can I ask you this? Is enough time elapsed for you to do a TikTok of a guy on a skateboard drinking cranberry juice to one of your songs?
I love that video.
That's a great video.
I think it's too soon. No, not too soon, because kids that are like 15 don't know what that video is. They don't know what that video is.
You know, that's the thing with the internet. Culture moves so much faster than when I was young. Like if something happened, it lasted for a while. You know, if a record came out, it was, you know, now it's the next day, the news cycle is completely different. Everybody forgets what just happened. It's like, so it really is crazy because in this world now, like we're not going to release albums anymore. It's completely pointless to put out 14 songs because no one even listens to the back end of them except for like the super fans. So it's like, it's changed everything that we do. Now it's like song by song and making content for each song, and those things are all unfamiliar to us. But that's the way it works now. Putting out records, it's just a waste of the music.
Are you telling us that we're not going to get a double LP concept record from you?
Dude, if it was up to us,
you guys did one, right? I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, I was
again the second one.
Well, what I really love about what you guys do is you can embrace the deluxe. You know, that's you're going to do an album and you have these B-sides that didn't make the album, right? I mean, look, you know, I don't know if the Jellyroll feature song was a B-side or if it was just added into that, but I would assume of the other 4 or 5, 6 tracks that are on the deluxe, some of them just probably didn't make the cut, right, for the record, and then you decided to put them on the deluxe, or are they completely new songs and fuck myself?
I mean, if there's something that we don't want to be released, we won't release it. It's always a little bit of a battle getting everyone to agree on what the tracks are that make the record. And a lot of the times if someone's upset, oh, it's not going to make the record, it's like, okay, well, at least it'll go on the deluxe and it gets its own attention separate from 14 songs. This is only going to be 5 songs. So that Jellyroll song, go ahead.
The Jellyroll thing was completely independent of the album. That was like one night our manager said, hey, do you want to work with this dude Jellyroll in Nashville? So we cruised out there. That was completely random. But some stuff like, you know, the songs off the deluxe, a lot of times they're good songs. It's just you can only we have to fight to put 14 on the album. They only want to put 10. So we pull to get them to go to 14 was always a challenge. So to get them to go to 20 or 19 or whatever we put on the last cycle, I think it was 21 songs, you know, is an impossibility. So you kind of have to stagger it anyway. But a lot of the times the deluxe songs I really like, or like obviously the Jellyroll thing worked out really good. But the thing is, releasing like songs all at once, you can look at the numerical difference from the beginning of a record and just watch it dwindle. And it's remarkable because it's not even the financial aspect, it's just a bummer. Because you're like, dude, no one heard that. We had the song All Right off our last record, and it ended up at like the 13th or 14th song. And it's an amazing song, and no one fucking heard it because dude, my car doesn't even have a fucking CD player. Like no one listened. It's over. So, because remember you used to pay $20 for a CD or $15 for a CD. You listen to it, cost you money, and you had to wait 2 weeks to get another one. It's not like that, dude. It's hard to get them to go for 30 seconds on the first song, let alone, you know, an hour of music.
Could you imagine kids these days having to deal with singles? Baby.
Popping that bitch out, put him back in. No, and what I really meant there was like, I didn't mean like they didn't make the cut, like they weren't good enough, but because of the confines of like being at a label who wants to stick to a specific, you know, numerical pattern because of how they see it, engagement, right? Now you can go and take and put these songs out, package it. You don't have to put it in a whole, it's a whole other new lane. It's just part of this thing. And I love your idea about putting song after song, couple like blocks of 3 or 4, and then you can put those together in a deluxe.
For people
limited
who want
vinyl,
hard
that
copy,
sort of shit.
like dudes, people in Europe still like owning the record. So you know what you could do is release like 7 or 8 songs and then go track a few more and actually have an album with those songs and some new stuff. I think that's what Ronnie just did with the Falling record. You know, he released his songs, but then he had a couple new ones and he released it as an album. And I thought that was pretty smart. He's always ahead of the curve on that stuff because then do they get something new? And then for the people who want a tangible thing that they can have, like me, I'm old. I like that stuff because I grew up that way. You know, vinyl or whatever it may be.
You guys should check out S Mini Records. I don't know if you know if I'm saying it right, but they're big in the K-pop world, and I think they should be bigger here. And what they are is they're little like tags that you would do on like an Apple Pay thing, and when you push your phone up to it, it downloads the record on your but you can package them in these tiny little CD cases, right? And have the artwork.
Shit.
Yeah. I'll send you guys a link or something. I'll send Ian a link to it so he can pass it along.
Don't send it to Ian, dude. That guy's a bitch, dog.
Okay, I won't send it to Ian. I'm sorry.
First off, I love the fact that you're outside of Circle K.
Mhm.
And it's
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
dude.
And then,
Like,
and then whatever that light is in the
Yeah.
background, if you start to turn a certain way, it looks like a cop is flashing his light in you and like in your eyes. And just like
That's good gas
insurance and license, please.
Dude, I have a 4 and a 5-year-old kid, so if I want to do like a podcast like this, that shit is not gonna happen unless I drive away from the fucking house. So this is dad
Wow.
life for me. That's
Well,
fucking Circle K.
All right, you mentioned
Thank
you
you
mentioned
for doing
Ronnie
this.
Racky. You guys have been touring pretty much till the wheels come off, and you got a new tour coming up with Falling in Reverse. Is this gonna get you guys through the rest of the year, or what's gonna go on?
Well, we got
Yeah.
we're going to Europe, and then obviously we start next year off with Shipwreck. We're that's the thing I'm most excited about because I still can't understand. I understand it in theory, but how it all works in practicality.
We should talk about that. We should.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What questions might you have to begin with?
Where should
Okay.
how do I get my Coke on the boat?
But
Production
But,
cases.
Anal's the
there
best.
are production cases. I don't know.
Production
Whichever you
cases.
prefer.
No, anus sounds better.
Believe you me, there's
It's more
I can't
fun.
believe I'm saying this. It's findable. Anyway,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just playing.
damn it.
I'm sorry, dude.
Someone's ears
No.
just perked up, I can tell.
Yeah.
I heard that the bands have like their own floor or something. That's what because I was talking to Brandon from Atreyu. I know he's done it a few times. He said the bands have their own floor and it's just like a big fucking party.
No, not it's really dependent on what cabins, who gets what. I mean, the level of band, you know how it is. Just like if you're a new band or if you're
there is the
the
dining area,
the hay
which
well
is
the
yeah.
your own dining, and then there's a place called the Haven, which is their own sun and pool deck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
there
There
a way I
are
could
like
stay with
codes.
the fans?
Do what now?
Yeah.
Is there a way I could sleep with them? They seem like they're cooler than the bands.
They are fucking awesome.
They are. No,
And they don't
dude,
talk as much either.
Yeah, dude, we were doing meet and greets, and we got a lot of people on the last tour saying, "Oh, we're going to see you at Shiprock," and there were always those Ocala. What are they? The chlamydia spreaders, dude. They're all like
Yep.
60 with money.
Super
and their kids
spreaders.
moved out. Yeah, they're super
Yes.
spreaders. So that ship is going to be a cesspool of gonorrhea and God knows what else, dude.
God
Yeah.
damn it. Shit.
Deck
Can't even drink the
four.
water anymore.
Yeah, dude.
No, listen,
Have you
it's
been out
a it's
before? Have you guys played like even like a small vessel, or is this like the first time on the water that you guys are gonna rock?
This is it.
This
is the
is
first
it,
one.
dude.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I can
Yeah,
tell you
this is gonna be
guys when we
fucking
made the announcement, we did the lineup announcement. I mean, Parkway, they've been on before. They had a huge response. I mean, they people kind of lost their shit, but when your name popped up, it was the last one they ever expected.
dude,
and
and
we
they've been
do
asking for it for years.
Because
Oh,
we do
totally.
surveys after every cruise. Hey, here's a list of 10. Give us your 1 through 10. You write it in. Who do you want? And you guys are always up in that always up in that top tier. And it was just like, well, when's this going to happen? And I guess it happened. And finally enough people went, fucking A.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, man. I haven't been excited to play a show in like a while. Like once in a while, you play a cool venue that you never thought you'd play or something. This is one of those things when we talked about it, we're like, dude, this is gonna be so fucking weird
Yeah,
and
it's just-
cool at the
I
same
mean-
time.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, not many people get to experience that. Bands get to
Yeah.
play a fucking ship. I
No,
found
you know,
taking another cruise again too. I went on a bachelor party. It was a fucking nightmare. Like I shared a room with 3 other dudes, and one of them was like got sick, drunk. He literally was throwing up all fucking night, and the way he barfed sounded like such a bitch that it like infuriated me.
Eh.
All night.
Can you replicate it? I'm just curious at
It
this
was
point.
like
me too.
Hey,
dude,
so
I never want to see you again.
yeah, you weirdo.
Was he the groom, or was just a guy in the party?
No, that was just a fucking.
No, so here's the deal, guys. So what it is there's plenty of time for you to just be with your crew, your band members alone. You're left alone. But quite honestly, the fans are really cool. The initial shock of seeing you is kind of like, oh my God, can I get a photo with you? Or hey, will you sign there? So hey, I fucking love you guys. And then it simmers down because there's kind of an unspoken rule on the boat is like, you don't stalk because we'll send you off at the next fucking port. And you leave these people alone. They're usually we have so many repeat guests. They're very respectful.
Oh, that's cool.
Again, It's just, I mean, they'll give you a fist bump or whatever. They're not going to bother
Oh
you
no,
too much
dude,
of your time.
we're not worried about it. I love talking.
Well,
Man.
I
like
understand,
hearing
but I
about
just
their-
always I always like to just let people know, hey man, it's a cool hang. At some point you'll probably be just hanging out the casino and there'll be people around you, and it's just like, hey, at that point you guys are just everyone's just gambling. Right?
Right.
You're just
That's
another
not fun.
you're another gambler with them.
Yeah.
So
another degenerate.
yeah, exactly. So
Right on.
Bodie
No,
missed-
we're excited, man.
yeah.
Dude, we're stoked to have you. I gotta ask before we run out of time, because I'm sure we will, before I get to ask it. We heard that you guys are working on some new music. Is this part of this, what you're talking about, the release after release, or do you have like an actual body of work that is about to come out?
No, we have a song that's coming out in the beginning of October. It's the first song we've put out since House of Mirrors, so almost like 2 years, a music video and a bunch of other stuff. And then we have a bunch of songs in the works. But now, yeah, our focus is more song by song and making sure, when you write a record, you can't pay as much attention to everything. And we're kind of just really focusing on like quality control and like making sure what we put out is what we want to put out. So we have one song that's ready to go. That comes out in the beginning of October called Hollywood Forever. And then we'll keep going from there and just see, like, just play it by ear and not rush everything, take our time. But that's where we're at.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, man. Make a world of it for each moment, instead of.
And we should have a couple new ones to play on Shiprock,
Yeah.
We should
Probably
have
have 2 out by then. I imagine 2.
Yeah, they're gonna boo them out. We're gonna have to play it. They just want to hear the party shit. So just like
No, they want to hear it. Listen, they pay the people that pay the money they pay to come on. They're committed to every little thing you do. And if you guys do something cool, like, hey man, we're gonna do a couple of acoustic songs in the atrium, by all means, please do them. But they lose their shit over new things that no one else is having access to.
Oh, that's cool.
Is,
that'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
I got a question.
I have a quick question. Is that Hollywood Forever? Is it somehow related to the iconic graveyard cemetery?
Well, that's part. It's not, the song isn't, but we used to go there all the time when we were young and stuff. Long before they even started showing movies and stuff there. Me and Jay, one of the guys in the band, lived right up the street. He was born right there, so we have a lot of history there. But it was more the subject matter of the song. It would have existed as that name with or without the cemetery, but that kind of adds to the coolness because we have so much, so many experiences there. But no, the subject matter is where the title came from.
It just fit perfectly. The song's like all about nostalgia and where we came from and where we'll probably end up. So it fit, and plus it also works too. Like George and I don't live in Nashville anymore, but it's like we will be Hollywood forever, as cheesy as that shit sounds.
Yeah, it's all about the roots, and it really is. It's about the relationship we have with fans and stuff. So it's crazy after we've been a band for roughly 20 years to like reflect on that stuff is actually kind of trippy. I always thought that stuff was like naive and kind of silly, but now I'm like looking back, I'm like, dude, that's crazy that much time is traversed, and here we are. And so it's cool, man. You're writing from a different perspective for sure.
Well, you guys have had the perfect segue too, because now when you guys decide, hey, this is our farewell tour, this is our last album, Hollywood is dead.
Yeah, dude, we really will be dead. That's
a bang.
We're gonna do what Motley Crue did and say it's our last tour like 7 times to make money.
Oh my God. It's just like, don't even bother. Like AC/DC, they're back again, but when they were gone for like 9 years, you just play your last show. You don't say thanks, and then you just walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that way, at least people aren't paying like 5 times as much to make sure they see you. And then the next year you're playing again. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Because I know people were paying through the ear to get like tickets on the black market for these shows.
Yep.
And 5-6 times ticket price. Because they really thought, oh, this is the last chance I got. And then the next year, they were fucking fuming. And I get it. You know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But this Shiprock show, by the way, is our last show, everybody. So if you want to come aboard.
It's already sold out. So sorry, kids.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves, actually.
Sorry, kids. But now those kids. But you know what's going to happen now is everyone has going to. I'm going to pass these tickets on to a friend, and for 10 times the amount.
Yeah, it's our last gig.
Some resale.
Yeah.
On our last gig, to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt, dude. That's all I care about.
Oh, hey, by the way, guys, you can what bands do? They usually a lot of them, whether it's Kill Switch or whoever, they always do a a event centric shirt that does really, really well.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's
Well,
good.
we already got outfits planned, dude. We're gonna be like the village people up there, dude. It's gonna get
Oh,
nasty.
what?
Awesome.
Dude, nobody's ever done that.
Yeah,
village people?
homoerotic,
Yeah.
dude. It's everything we
Dude,
encapsulate.
capital homo. I'm so there.
I already asked my
Yeah.
wife. I was like, "Can I do gay shit on this boat since it's a boat?" And she was like, "Sure."
Don't
So
come back
we're
with
good.
monkeypox.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
monkeypox.
dude. Spread it, spreaders.
Super spread. I got this one question that I've been dying because you guys are sort of, in my opinion, the first to do it in this genre. Not the first, but the first has done it in great ways, and that's the collaboration. I think it's super key. It's like kind of like how the tides have turned with how you're releasing music. Now we as artists can get together with our friends and collaborate, put it out as a feature, and it's not a big fucking deal, you know? Meaning that like you don't have to pull a bunch of fucking red flags to get it
Right.
down to get it out. Is there any like holy grail folks that you would consider as for a feature on your record, and then vice versa? Is there anybody that you would love to feature for on their record?
Dude, one thing I would love, it's not a feature in that sense, but I would love like Trent Reznor to produce a Hollywood Undead song. That would be one of those things that I would probably like do just about anything for.
That's a great one and perfect for you guys. I mean, fuck, could you
Yeah,
imagine?
we worked with Danny Lohner, who was the guitar for a lot. He's a good friend of ours. He
Mhm.
produced a lot of our early stuff, and he was the guitarist in Nine Inch Nails. But Trent's Trent, and it's just like I would love to see what his take is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be fucking interesting.
Badass.
Yeah.
What about like you guys on somebody else's shit? You ever think, man, I would love to be featured on this?
Charlie?
A Dre song. Something Dre produced would be fucking awesome to work with him or work with Rick Rubin, like these producers that I've idolized since I was a kid, and they've done some of my favorite albums. Like to work with them would be insane.
What
Yeah,
band?
what's the last rap record that Rubin ever worked on? I can't remember it.
I mean,
I think
Been years, right?
Eminem's
Eminem.
Marshall Mathers too. He did.
Yeah.
The second. So how long was that ago?
That's a long
been
time ago.
10 years ago.
I'm
Oh,
going
geez,
on the internet.
he's due for a rap record. That would be big news.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
He would just sit on the couch and watch him. Awesome.
yeah, exactly.
He's a strange ways about his production.
Dude, I kind of like how he just admits it. He's like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to do shit.
Yeah.
But music really is about instinct. Like when you start overthinking stuff, you start getting in trouble, man. It's always that first feeling you get. And I think people don't want it to be easy, so they go past that moment. And I think that's really what he's good at, is saying, no, you have it, or no, you don't, and recognizing, you know what I mean, that point where you have it right without pushing it too far. That stuff's valuable, man, because you'll write yourself in circles trying to do, and you end up nowhere.
Yeah.
The last record that Rick Rubin had, I don't know if he produced this, but it was Travis Scott,
Oh, no
2023, and then before that was Little Uzi Vert, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Whoa.
I didn't know that either.
I'm gonna
So he's
actually
pretty
check out that
modern. You
song.
guys could get that shit locked in easy. If he's doing Little Uzi Vert, he's doing fucking Hollywood Undead.
Dude, we ain't
for
got that
sure.
Uzi Vert money, dog.
I don't think Uzi Vert had that fucking Uzi Vert money. I don't think he still has it.
Man.
Those are great. Those are great choices and super interesting. Yet they fit in your Venn diagram, but like how
Yeah.
fucking how can you expand what you're already doing? And those are great fucking.
Well, I
picks,
didn't
so
say a
thanks
band
for-
too. I'll say NF. I think NF would be fucking awesome for us to do a collab with.
You mentioned that, or I love that
Yeah.
fucking dude. man.
Yeah, he's a fan. So what's up, NF?
Smooth.
I heard Post
Yeah.
Malone was a fan too. That would also be fucking crazy.
Those guys got Uzi Vert money, dude. They can get us to Rick Rubin too.
Yeah, exactly. They'll pay for it.
Yeah. Posty doing some interesting stuff out there. That guy's he's fearless.
Yeah. He seems like a cool dude.
Dude, yeah, I love that guy. I love him because he does whatever he wants, and he just
Sure.
because it's natural, he pulls it off. If it wasn't natural, you would know it. It would be like cringy or weird. But everything he does, I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. For some reason, everything he does makes total sense. It's just
Number
cool.
one on the country charts this week. So there
That's
you go.
wild.
Yeah,
Wild.
dude,
He gets
nuts.
like a pass, right? That he does
Good
get a
on
pa-
him.
I mean, his roots. I came
Yeah,
from
he's
the
from
fucking
Texas.
yeah.
Yeah.
He gets like he gets the easy pass. It's pretty wild though when you think
It
about
is.
it.
He just does whatever he wants. But he does it well too. That's the other thing. He never puts out something where you're like, that's a bad song. So it's like, if the quality's there, but
Mhm.
yeah, doing
He's the
something
first
classy
artist.
about it.
He's the first
Yeah.
artist to have a #1 on all genres of radio too, right? I just read that.
Is that wow?
#1 at pop, #1 at hip hop, #1 at country, #1 at rock.
Maybe that
that's
was his
incredible.
fucking. Maybe
Fucking
that was his
nuts.
fucking. Yeah.
That
He
fucking
just
guy.
blows his fucking brains out at the end of the year. He's like, well, that's it.
Yeah, he's done.
Streams
What
it.
else is there?
Where do I go from here? Anyway, hey guys, listen, thanks. We had you up for almost an hour. We appreciate your time on this. Obviously you got the tours coming up, so good luck on that. And we look forward to seeing you guys in January.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure, guys.
Thanks for spending time with us.
We'll
No,
see you
good
guys
shit.
on board.
Appreciate
See
it.
you on the ship.
Yeah,
Be
absolutely.
safe.
Guys.
Drive
Take
safe
care of
home.
yourselves.
All right,
That's
later.
right. That's right. See you, brother. Bye.
Bye.